Like what remembers and forgets?
Attention.
Sure. It's just a good, something to chew on. Sure,
Notice.
to notice, to look, to notice as you remember and forget. As remember and forgetting happens. It's just the difference between identifying. I mean, this is what happened with me. Early on with Papaji, I remember saying, I'm Krishna, and sometimes I remember this other me, consciousness, this other I, this other dimension of me, consciousness, and I have experiences of this other me when I remember it. And I forget it too. And then somewhere it kind of flipped. I'm consciousness, and sometimes I have this experience of being someone who can remember and forget.
Yeah, I kind of have a feel for that.
Okay, there you go.
So far, it feels like two things. The me that experiences things, and also the me that
Yes.
that knows there's something else there.
Yes.
There's not a sense of oneness with that.
You don't need to do that though.
Okay.
First, that's not. It's more a matter of switching. It's more a matter of It's not a matter of having one yet.
Okay.
That can happen by itself later.
Okay.
But it's more a matter of which one are you really? Really. In your confession that this is not other than you, is the intuition that you are that. Fundamentally, primarily, and always. And what you've taken yourself to be, that remembers and forgets, you are just as a kind of activity that comes and goes and that isn't consistent.
Yeah, I've heard the ego spoken of as a verb.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
a doing kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Fundamentally, you are that which you've seen. And you have that. That's why you say it's not separate. It's not other, but it's other than any. And that devotion, when you could say the conscribed, or is that how you say it? Circumscribed identification recognizes its real nature, its deepest nature, its eternal nature, which is in some way not it, but in another way the foundation of what you are. It's not other because it's the foundation of what you are. It's the basis, substratum. There's devotion, there's tears. It's like, yeah. So beautiful.
And I've spoken of the gratitude, and that's just been an almost continuous thread running through these days, not just recently, but, months. And that thread is always there. I'm not always aware of it in the moment, but that's something else that all I have to do is like refocus or kind of turn and look,
Mm-hmm.
and it's there, and there's this.
Yeah.
That's,
Beautiful. Keep turning and looking, just like you're doing. It's beautiful. And the piece that I'm just this. What is it that's actually turning and looking? Because what's seen is more fundamentally you than what turns to look at what's seen.
you mean the gratitude itself?
Well, you're speaking in terms of gratitude now. All you have to do is turn and look at gratitude. Okay, I
Yeah.
thought you were talking
Yeah.
about
No,
what
the
there is to be grateful for.
gratitude runs
Beautiful.
through. That
Beautiful.
It just,
Yeah, great.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah. Hmm.
I should have a button. I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Mm-hmm. Good. Oh, very.
Anyway,
Very good.
things, yeah, things are good. Things are good.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, life is really good.
Good.
I haven't, I don't even want to think about that thing. I was thinking about some of the stuff you bring up sometimes about, like, how awful life is and everything.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's sort of the thing of, the distance between freedom.
The gap.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason that I talk about it. Yeah, it's not so much that. I mean, from my perspective, anyway, it's not really so much that no effect happens as a result of terrible things happening. That I think is. I've never seen anybody pull it off, frankly, and I've known the best of them.
It's the rub that you talk about.
Yeah, it's a matter of knowing that, of having the words recourse or access to what is undisturbed, even while the body and the emotions and the mind are disturbed. I would never really want to be in a place where I wasn't disturbed if a loved one died. I wouldn't consider that worth having. But to have access to fundamental well-being in the midst of being incredibly disturbed, that's really freedom. So, in that case, then talking about how rough things are and everything
I get it.
is a way to really see how much confidence there is in your conscious nature beyond things being good. And I've gone through that one myself quite a number of times.
Yeah. Well, you have both. You have the pain, and you have the
Yes.
spontaneous.
Oh well. In fact, a lot of what's happened for me as part of my deepening process has been very obviously, like very, very obviously, the universe pulling the rug out from under me. Very, very obviously, like it was part of my spiritual process. And with each difficult thing, the level of trust in being is deeper and deeper. And yet the body and the emotions can be very rattled. And then it's all the more like, oh, this isn't the body and the emotions that I'm trusting. Wow. Or that I'm resting in.